Thank you very much. I said to someone earlier tonight, I said, I feel like I'm at my own celebration of life. So this would be the eulogy that we're about to do now. It's more than a motto. It's the heart of Rotary. It is service above self. And yet as I stand here to accept this incredible honor, I can't help but feel selfish. And I'll explain why in a moment. But I want to start by thanking the members of Rotary for the special recognition. I want to thank my radio friends, past and present. Thank you for not only entertaining my crazy ideas, but jumping in with both feet to help me pull them off. I might be the face or the voice of these initiatives, but there are so many people behind the scenes who make them happen. The honor belongs to them too. And of course, my wife. Thank you for holding down the fort all those weekends and late nights when I wasn't home. And for buying in. When I told her that I was considering doing the cancer walk again, I asked her what she thought. And she said, "Will it help someone?" And I said, "Yes, I think it will." And her reply was, "Then you know what to do." And that's coming from the woman who knew she would once again be spending several evenings lancing my blisters and taping my wrecked feet.
It's very romantic.
Yeah. You know you've got a solid marriage when. I also want to thank my mom and dad. They can't be here tonight as my father is dealing with some health issues, but he's a big part of why I'm standing here. It was my dad who first taught me what it means to give back. When I was a kid, we had a Christmas tradition that we would always ring the Salvation Army bells together. I didn't even understand why. It just seemed like a nice thing to do, and my mom was happy we were out of the house for a few hours. It wasn't unusual for my dad's little brother, for big brothers, to tag along to a lot of different things. And I still remember one day when my dad quietly paid for a toy for a stranger's child because the mom didn't have the money. He slipped the cashier the cash, and he walked out before anyone could say a word. You'll forgive me because my dad isn't particularly well. These moments stuck with me, even if for a while I forgot them. Like most teenagers, and honestly, most of us in our 20s, I went through a selfish phase. I was focused on my career, my future, my fun. And then one day, something changed. I saw a news story about a woman named Ashley Smith from Georgia. In 2005, Ashley was taken hostage in her apartment by a dangerous man who had escaped from a courthouse. And during the 7 hours that she was held captive, she talked with this man. She talked to him about life, about faith, and about purpose. And at one point, she read aloud from a book called The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. The part she read talked about how everyone has a purpose, and how God can use anyone for good, no matter how broken they are. Something shifted in that man, and he eventually let her go and surrendered peacefully. I remember hearing that story and going straight to Kohl's in Northgate Shopping Center, right after having lunch at Dixie Lee Chicken, and buying that book. And I opened it up, and on the first page, the very first line of that book was, "It's not about you." 4 simple words, but 4 words that made me question everything. It made me realize that I had been doing this whole radio thing wrong. I got into radio dreaming about free concert tickets and free CDs, which, by the way, in the 90s sounded much cooler. But none of that had really filled me up. So I decided to start using this platform that I had been gifted with serving my community. And since then, I found myself doing some interesting things in the name of helping others. Scaling the edge of the CN Tower for Special Olympics. Walking 30 kilometers on a treadmill for cystic fibrosis. Wearing dresses and getting waxed in various areas, some more painful than others. Being stuck in a fully extended hydro bucket until we sold enough breakfast sandwiches for one kid's place. Walking 129 kilometers from Sudbury to North Bay for breast cancer research. And of course, staying awake for a ridiculous number of hours during the Rotary for Kids radiothons. My wife will tell you that I will do just about anything for charity except give her a proper back massage. That's the one thing that I still don't do.
Not good at.
No, not good at it. But here's the thing. None of that truly feels like service above self. Because every single one of those moments filled me with more joy and purpose than I can describe. Being 50 plus hours into a radiothon and having a father of a child with special needs give me a hug and say thank you for making a difference in our child's life. Only hours after I learned my wife Josie was pregnant with our second child. Or meeting a woman on her way to chemo who stopped on the side of the highway just to say that our cancer walk had given her hope that one day there really would be a cure. Those moments change you. They fill your heart in a way that nothing else can. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." What he forgot to mention is if you live that way, happiness tends to find you anyway. So yes, tonight I feel selfish because everything I've done that you are honoring me for has brought me incredible joy. And Rick Warren is right. It's not about you. It's about us. Our community, our friends, our neighbors, and even the strangers who need a hand when life gets heavy. And here's the twist. Above all else, everything I do for those two young women right there. My daughters, Ella and Mila. Everything I do to make them proud. My hope is that one day, when I'm gone, they'll look back and say, my dad tried to leave things a little bit better. And I hope that will inspire them to do the same. Because if I can make that happen, I can't think of a greater life accomplishment. And so, thank you, Rotary, and thank you to my friends at Vista Radio, and thank you to all of you for being here tonight, for this incredible honor, which I will always cherish. And to my dad, who will be watching this on video, I say, don't worry, I'll ring the bells for both of us this Christmas.